name is David Franceschina. I'm the principal here at Frederick High School. I was trying to think how long I've been here. I think between principal and assistant principal, this is year 10 or 11 for me. I have before COVID and after COVID. In the before COVID years, I don't remember anything. So tonight what we're going to talk about is the registration process here at Frederick High School. There are a lot of moving pieces to the transition from middle school to high school. Tonight, we want you walking out of here confident in the process of selecting your classes. We're going to have meetings when we come back to school next year where we're going to talk about policies like attendance and this is how you get to the library and stuff like that. So the purpose of tonight is just so you can walk out of here with the understanding how to register for your classes. When we're done with this meeting in here, you're going to go out to our commons area, and against the glass, you're going to see our school counselors and our assistant principals set up, where you can go to a table with your last name on it, and you can actually walk out of here with your registration paperwork. And then you get to go do the fun stuff, and that's to go into the cafeteria, meet some of the teachers, and learn about some of the options that you have in high school. I'll let you read that. But the switch from middle school to high school is an exciting one. I think one of the coolest things about it, for one of the first times in your K through 12 education, you can actually select your schedule. Elementary school, you're told the classes that you have. Middle school, best case scenario, you get 1 or 2 electives. High school is where the freedom really begins and you can start to explore some options. And the really cool thing about Frederick High School, out of all the high schools in Frederick County Public Schools, we have the most options here available to students. We're going to talk a little bit about links tonight and what that means. And a big part of links, linking youth to new experiences, is to provide you guys with as many options as you can. So I don't want you leaving high school like, it'd be great if you could leave high school and you know what your major is. But we want you leaving here and a solid decision that, yes, I'm going to go to college, and this is what I could major in, or I'm going to go into the military, or I'm going to go right into the job market. Our goal here is to, when you leave here, number one, you get all the academic supports that you need, but you leave just a little bit stronger so that when you start to make that decisions about this is what the rest of my life is going to look like, you have a little bit more of a decision. So, as I said, my name is Dave Franceschina. I'm the principal here. Some of the APs are here, some of the APs aren't here. The reason why it says 21, 22 is they move administrators around, so I am 99.9% sure you're going to see all these faces next year. I hope you will. We have what I think is one of the best admin teams in the county. But the reason you should know the names now is, even if you're in 8th grade, as far as we're concerned, you are a cadet, you are part of Frederick High School. So if you need any help through the registration process, as you see these guys' last names, like Miss Murphy has last name A through C, Miss Hackett has D through K, feel free to call Frederick High School and say, I would like to talk to my assistant principal, I need some help with the registration. Other assistant principals we have, Dr. Rump is last name L through Q, Mr. Engelstatter is R through Z, and Mr. Chari works with all of our EL students, all of our English language students. If you are coming to us, if you're a special education student, you may want to look at these names. Your 504, your IEP, that will transfer over here, and we're going to help you with that. Also, too, I see a lot of people writing notes. That's great. We are recording this. Our original intention was we were going to live stream this, but that kind of fell apart at the last minute. So we are recording this, and we will post a video of this presentation on our website in the next day or two. So if you missed something, don't feel too bad about it. Now I'm going to turn the microphone over to our department chair of our Student Services Department, Ms. Patty Lombardi.
Okay, welcome. I am Mrs. Lombardi, school counselor here, and I am honored and privileged to work with the best student services team in Frederick County. Ms. Alexander cannot be with us tonight, but we have Ms. Garman over there in the back. There she is, that's Mrs. Garman. We have Ms. Anderson over there in the back as well. And you can see the letters, the last name of the families that we work with. Ms. Lombardi, P through Q. Mr. Clancy is not able to be here with us tonight. And then we have Ms. Wismer, who is back there as well. She is working with all of our EL students. All right, so graduation requirements, that is what the scheduling process, that is the goal from 9th grade to your senior year to come up with these credits. So we have 4 credits in English, and we do take an English every year, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4 credits in math, algebra and geometry must be 2 of those 4 credits, but you also have to take a math every year. That is a state mandate. So even though you may achieve the 4 credits for graduation, sometimes as early as your sophomore year, yes, you still have to take a math your junior year as well as your senior year. 3 credits in science, biology has to be one of those. 3 credits in social studies, government, and modern world history, and the first class that our freshman students start off with is American Studies. Then we have 1 fine art credit, a credit in computer science and engineering, formerly known as technology education. So they did change that this year, and it is a credit in computer science and engineering. We have a half credit in fitness, a half credit in health, and then you also will be taking a new Health 2 class your junior year. A half credit in financial literacy, your completer program. So your completer program, best way to describe that is the group of classes that you take in high school that help prepare you for what you may want to do after high school. So for example, if you think that you might want to go straight into a 4-year college or university, you would be considered a University of System Maryland completer, and you would need to be taking at least 2 credits in a world language. We also have the career tech completers, where you might be taking 4 credits over at our career tech center, or possibly even 4 credits in the career tech program regular at Frederick High School. Also, we have the remaining credits are a career pathway, which really just means this is your opportunity to explore different things that you may be interested in. 75 student service learning hours and Maryland state assessments. So now I believe it goes back to Dr. Franciscina.
Okay, so now we're going to go into some of the details about some of the choices that you have. So a lot of information is about to come your way. Administrators will be here, administrators will be out there. If you want to ask detailed questions about how this applies to you, we'll be here for you. LINK stands for Linking Youth to New Experience. We are the only LINK school in Frederick County Public Schools. We are the only LINK school in the state of Maryland. We have these awesome positions here called advocates. If you are an 8th grader in Frederick County Public Schools, you may have already met some of the advocates as they have been coming down to your school to help you with the registration process and just help you get ready for high school. When you come here, you will be assigned to an advocate your 8th grade year. It's not necessarily based by alphabet, they just divide up the caseload. So one of the first people that you will meet when you come for your 8th grade your 8th grade orientation in the summer will be your advocates, and you'll be meeting with your advocates throughout your 9th grade year. Choices, a lot of choices here at Frederick High School. You have the option to take 8 classes a school year, so you need to earn a certain amount of credits every year leading up to graduation. If you want to take a traditional school day, you will take 4 classes a semester, 4 classes in the fall, 4 classes in the spring. The goal is to earn 8 credits within the school year. Now, because we are a LINK school, we have a lot more options where you can earn additional credits. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the dual enrollment options that we have as you get further into your high school career. There's an awesome program that we have called Early College. And with Early College, those students have the opportunity to graduate with a Frederick High School diploma as well as their associate's degree from Frederick Community College. Students that want to do early college, earning additional credits your freshman and your sophomore year makes it a lot easier once you go into early college, because you got to knock out some of those requirements, because your junior and your senior year, you won't actually be here at Frederick High School, you will be on the campus at FCC. So if that is something that interests you, you may want to start earning some additional credits your freshman year and your sophomore year. If you're somebody that you want to go to the Career Tech Center, and again, Ms. Lombardi is going to talk about that when she gets back on the microphone. but Career Tech Center takes a good chunk of your schedule. You can use some of these opportunities to earn some of your required credits earlier. So what are some of those credits? I said that you can earn up in a traditional day 4 credits a semester. We also have something called a Block 5. The traditional school day ends at 2:15. If you would like to earn 5 credits in a semester, you would either check off, I want to earn the credits in the fall or the spring. You can choose what semester. The Block 5 class happens at 2:15 to about, Mr. Engelstad? 3:40. And at 3:40, the bell will ring to dismiss Block 5. You come down to our cafeteria. We have a free supper for you, and then we give you a bus ride home. So bus transportation is provided. Now, if you're going to do athletics, you want to do a club after school, Block 5 may not be for you. The biggest warning is, I would say to our athletes, if you think you want to do a Block 5 and you're going to do a sport, think about what sport you're going to do. So for example, if I'm going to play football, I can't do a Block 5 class in the fall because I have football practice. If I'm going to play basketball, I can't do a Block 5 either because basketball happens in the fall semester and the spring semester. If I'm going to play field hockey, I can't do a Block 5 in the spring. So one of the things you may want to do when you go out there to talk all the classes, you'll see our athletic department out there. Ask Coach Hammond, our athletic director, or ask one of the coaches, hey, what semester does practice happen in? I would like to do a Block 5 class. So you can sign up for the right thing. We have other options throughout the school day, which you're going to see. And what I've done is I've broken up a worksheet that you're going to get in your registration packet that are going to help you sign up for classes. You're going to see 2 different options. So if we look at that money finance, I can take it as a Block 4 class, an online Block 4 class. And what that would mean is I can go to a classroom during Block 4. There's going to be a teacher there that helps me with the online class. But I don't necessarily have to be there if I don't want to be there. So if you have a ride home, you can leave after Block 3 and then take your online class at home. What some students do is, if they're new to an online class, they like to sign up for these classes because they learn how the class works for the first 2 weeks, and then they say, you know what, I got this. I don't need to stay unless I need extra help. So that's one option you can do. Another option you could do is a second money finance is a fully online class. And what that would mean is you're all on your own online. So you would sign up for your traditional Block 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you would do the online class at home at the time that you want to do it. So those options, we have a money finance and economics, we have a Spanish 2, we have a health, and we have a modern world history. Another very exciting option, and again, we are the only public school in the state of Maryland that has this program. It's called Credit by Demonstrated Mastery. I'm not going to get too far into that because I'm going to let Mr. Engelstad talk about it because he's a lot more versed on this. But if you are doing a sport, if you are doing marching band, if you are doing a club that you would think has an athletic focus to it, this is an excellent thing to do where you could knock out credit. So let's give the marching band example a whirl. So if you want to do credit by demonstrated mastery with marching band, there's an application process, and Mr. Engelstad will go through that. And when you do marching band after school, not only are you in the marching band, but you can also earn your PE credit while you do it. So that frees up one of those required classes for you because I'm getting my PE credit while I'm doing marching band. If I'm on the soccer team, I can do the same thing. I can earn my PE credit while I'm playing soccer. Examples that we have of this are students taking piano lessons, students that are in dance. There are all sorts of options available to you out there where you can get high school credit for real-world experience. So, Mr. Engelstad, I'm not going to steal too much of your thunder, but can you talk a little bit about CDM?
Okay. Hi, I'm Mr. Engelstad. So, like Dr. Franciscino was saying, CDM is a fairly simple process to go through. There are a few things that you'll want to know before you apply for CDM. So first of all, the pre-approval form is available on the Frederick High School website, but you can also talk to your counselor who can guide you to that form. Typically also at the beginning of the school year, we will send out a presentation that has a link directly in it, as well as a very inclusive and explanatory presentation that sort of goes through all of the aspects that we're going through tonight as well. So if you get into next year and you hear about this and you think about this some more and you want to take advantage of this option, that's something you can consider at that point as well. So, like Dr. Franceschino was saying, what CDM allows you to do is really take a variety of the experiences that you're already engaged in and earn credit for those experiences. Because Frederick High School has a unique grading opportunity through competency-based education, what we do is look at the skill sets that you would acquire by participating in those activities, and you receive a grade from a teacher who is based here at Frederick High School. They review a body of work that you submit over the course of time, and you'll have your mentor. So, for example, the easiest way to explain it is if you're participating in a sport, your coach would serve as your mentor, and then Mr. Phillips, or Mr. Rhodes, excuse me, Mr. Rhodes, a physical education teacher here at Frederick High School, would evaluate the work that you submit, the evidence that you're acquiring of those competencies, and provide you with a grade for that course, and then you would receive a credit. You do not receive a letter grade for CDM, you receive a credit in that particular area. So that's something that's also important to remember. The other part of that you need to remember is you need to have a conversation with your mentor. So when you're filling out the pre-approval form, you need to talk to the mentor and make sure that they're aware of what their role is, and that's to communicate with the teacher, so the teacher will send them information about what they need, and then you'll have to provide that along with your mentor, which is, again, just evidence of your progress in those competencies. If you are looking to do a CDM opportunity, please speak to your counselor. You need to submit that pre-approval form 2 weeks beforehand. It does require an explanation of what you will be doing, particularly in some of the more unique areas that we've accepted for CDM. We have a student who has done Japanese credit. We've had a student who has done piano. We've had students who have done, Dr. Franceschino was saying, dance. You can do that for fitness. You can do that for fine art. So there's a lot of different options depending on the way you go. Please feel free to talk to a counselor. You can always contact myself as well. You'll see my contact information there in the presentation if you have more questions about CDM here at Frederick High School.
Yes, and I'll just end with just what an amazing opportunity the CDM is. If you are a freshman coming in doing marching band, please sign up for this. You're doing the work anyway, let's get the credit. If you think you're going to be on a sports team, please sign up for this. It's a way of you're getting credit for doing the work that you're already doing. Now, I'm going to turn the microphone back over to Ms. Lombardi. She's going to take us to the end of the presentation. She's going to talk a little bit more about the nuts and bolts of the registration process. And when she's done, like I said, you can go out there, pick up your registration forms, check out the class fair that we have, and all staff will be here to answer any questions that you have.
All right, so I'm going to try to be as concise as possible. I know everyone wants to go out and see all the wonderful things. There's going to be a lot of information coming at you all at once, so don't be overwhelmed. It can be overwhelming, but I'm going to try to make the process as simple as possible, okay? So everyone is going to be put into a Schoology classroom, and these classrooms will go live at some point tomorrow, okay? So we do everything we can to put all of the resources and everything that you need right in the classrooms. Your registration is going to be assigned to you, just like an assignment you would receive from a teacher. You will be receiving your registration packet or your registration sheets as an assignment in your Schoology classroom. So we're going to be giving you hard copies tonight, so you can kind of take a look at what the registration looks like, and you can kind of use it as like a cheat sheet or a checklist. But then what you will do is complete the registration form online in your Schoology classroom, submit it like you would like a regular assignment, okay? So also in your packets that you will receive right after this, we have a cheat sheet, the registration, grade 9 registration sheet, but there will be a label on there with recommendations for you for your levels that your current teachers have made for you. So we have put all of that information on there for you, okay? And each student, like I said, each student is assigned to a Schoology course. So I'm going to just show you real fast what that looks like. So this is what everyone will see at some point tomorrow. It will be your FHS registration, grade 9. I am not going to open up all of the folders, but you can see Mr. Enkelsetter just talked about CDM, so you can see the folder there. It will have some more information there. It will have an application form. Countywide programs. We have Career Tech Center, we have Academy of Fine Arts, ROTC. We have a lot of those programs out there tonight, but we also have videos of all the countywide programs in that folder. Same with dual enrollment, the FCPS course information. But then what you're going to see is if you go to your FHS registration, you will see here that we have a choice board. So on this choice board, if you do not have an opportunity to talk to a certain teacher or something about a class that you might be interested in, you can go to the choice board. I think we might have to change the blue to yellow. However, just click on any one of those, and then a video will come up from that department or from that class to give you a little more information about that, okay? So all of that information is in your Schoology classroom, and then your registration sheets will be in there tomorrow. All right, so first thing you're gonna do for your registration sheet, like Dr. Franceschina said, you have to decide if you would like to take an InPerson Block 5 class. If you do not want to take an InPerson Block 5 class, skip that part and you go to step 2. If you would like to take an InPerson Block 5 class for either fall semester or spring semester, then you can mark which one you would like. If you're going to do it for one semester, please know you will be picking 9 classes. If you're doing it for both fall and spring, you will be choosing 10 classes and 2 alternates. If you're not interested in this, 8 classes, 2 alternates. Going on to step 2. Dr. Franceschina did go through this, but just to reiterate, if you are interested in doing a links online class here at Frederick High School, you do have those options. You can do it during a block 4, which is going to be one of your 8. You can do it as a after school or online option on your own. That means you will be choosing an additional class, which would be 9 classes, okay? Same as Spanish 2, health, modern world history. If you are not interested in any of those, you just skip to step 3. So this is not going to be applied to our incoming freshmen, just because, let me rephrase that. The career tech you will be able to do as an incoming freshman. If you are thinking that you would like to apply to the Academy of Fine Arts or the ROTC program, you do have that option to check either one of those. But just know, checking that does not mean that you are automatically enrolled. There is an application process for these programs. You can reach out to any one of us, or any of your counselors, as well as they're out here tonight. You can talk to them about the application process as well. They're also in the countywide programs if you want to learn more information about those. But if you are interested in those, you can check those off. And that also gives us an indication that, hey, they're interested in ROTC. We're going to have to make sure that they understand the process. So that lets us know, too, what direction you're thinking you want to go for registration. All right. Step 4, like I said, a lot of moving parts. Step 4, if you're interested in taking a virtual class in school, we call that VIS. This is a little different than the Block 4 hybrid links class. These are classes that you are taking as one of your classes during the school day. There is not you do not have direct instruction from a teacher. There will be an online mentor there for you, and then a teacher travels throughout the county and meets with their students on a one-to-one basis throughout the semester, okay? The difference between the virtual in-school and the links hybrid classes Our links hybrid classes, everyone is taking the same thing. Everyone is taking money, finance, economics. Everyone is taking Spanish 2. For the virtual InSchool option, for block 1, you could have 10 people in our digital learning lab, and they all could be taking something different. So that is the difference between the links hybrid and our links online classes and the virtual InSchool classes. These would be some of your options for next year. If you are interested in taking one of these, this would be considered one of your 8 classes. This is not in addition to, this would be one of your 8. All right, a little small, but just for example purposes. Then we're going to be moving on to step 5. So this is where you are now going to be choosing your 8 classes that you will be taking next year at Frederick High School. We know we're going to be taking our 4 academics, which have been, we do have, like we said, the recommended levels for you on your paper. So we know we're going to be taking an English, a math, a science, and a social studies. Please keep in mind, some of the classes are worth 2 credits. For example, probably about 90% of our incoming freshmen will be taking our year-long algebra class, Algebra A-B. That's worth 2 credits. Some of our classes are AP US History class. That is a year-long class, which is worth 2 credits. So please keep in mind if you are taking year-long classes, that does not count as 1 credit, it does count as 2 credits. So you want to choose your 4 academics, and then this is where Dr. Franceschino was saying you kind of have a little more freedom with your choices. We do highly recommend, though, that you take as many graduation requirements as you can your freshman and sophomore year, because that does open up more opportunities for you your junior and senior year. So, after your 4 academics, you can go ahead and you can choose, do you want to take your health and fitness? Do you want to take your fine art graduation requirement? We will have all of the graduation requirements and everything in your packet, so you have those to refer to there, and they will also be in your Schoology classrooms to refer to. So, after you have counted up your credits, then you just have to submit the registration. But please keep in mind that once you submit it, because it is in a Schoology classroom, you can make changes. So, we are not going to be closing the classrooms until January 28th. So you have time if you want to submit it and then change your mind. You can go back into your classroom and you can resubmit your registration form all the way up into the 28th of January. Okay? Also in your packets, we do have all of the school counselors' information. Please feel free to reach out to any of us, whether we are in your caseload or not. We're all here to help you. So if you have any questions regarding registration or any of the classes or anything like that, all the information will be in your packets, but it's also here. This will also be in the Schoology classrooms, so all of our information will be there, so you can contact us at any time. Okay? And that's it. So, I'm not going to open it up to questions right now because we are all going to be out in the general comments area. Like Dr. Franceschino said, we do have the signs up where you can go and pick up your packet. Counselors and administrators will all be out there, so if you have individual questions, please feel free to speak to us out there. I don't want to hold everyone up because I know everyone's very excited to go out and see everything. So thank you again for coming, and we will see you out in the comments to get your registration packets.